What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Rocketeer. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here at Battery Park City. It's a very isolated, kind of like that video I shot in Long Island City. Very sterile place. But I ride down here. Sometimes I have a cigar by the water and just go for a walk. Anyway, today I'm going to get ice cream because I've had a really shitty week. I posted those. The previous two videos were following my really shitty day. I just needed to unwind. I didn't want to talk about it. And today I'm going to share a little bit about where I'm at in life. And hopefully some of you can relate. Or maybe some of you can give me advice. I don't know. But I'm going to share it along the way. So thanks for tuning in. I have about 30 minutes of recording left on this card. And that's all we got. So let's get rolling.
Oh, it's a beautiful day, though. Ah, shit. You know what it is? It's a beautiful day to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do it and give the video a like. Try to keep my spirits up, guys. It's been a dark time for the Rocketeer. Great times and then dark times, and I suppose that's life, right? I will share. One thing I did was I tightened my clutch cable, made an adjustment, and everything feels better. Like the clutch itself, just very minimal movement, if you can see. And the actual throttle input feels a little more sturdy, and if someone could explain that, I thought the clutch cable was just where the clutch engages. I suppose maybe it wasn't fully engaged prior, but the cable was loose, which would be the opposite. I don't know, but the bike feels really good. It sounds even more pure, more round. So super excited about that. Okay, guys, let's go. Lots of bikes over here. Triumph Tiger, DRZ 400, bunch of SUVs. Here we go. I'm gonna jump straight in because I don't want to waste any battery. Let's see, how do we... So about 3 days ago, I got let go from my most recent job. And if you follow the channel, you know I've been on this journey of trying to figure out what the fuck I want to do. It's been many things, and you also know that my background is in restaurants, which is why I defaulted to that industry again when I re-entered it, and that was 2 jobs ago now. And I've just been, it feels like I've been banging my head against a brick wall trying to make this shit work out of necessity, because I have no other interests that have I seemingly have no other interests that have a realistic path to have a good salary and a good amount of money and a good lifestyle and all that. But everything's a bit out of whack in my life because I excelled at restaurants and I reached the point where I make a good amount of money, but I hate doing that thing. And anything I jump into is going to start me down at the bottom row, so I'm basically stepping backwards financially. So, oh man, Rocketeer doesn't know what to do, guys. But in a nutshell, this most recent restaurant seemed like it might be an okay fit. Let's go this way, fuck it. Might be an okay fit because it was a casual restaurant, neighborhood joint, small space, like definitely well below what I'm capable of and what I'm used to. So it all seemed normal. And I was like, yeah, I could get behind this for a little bit, you know? And it was particularly exciting because when I initially was brought on, come on, there's no fucking break. They're all working too hard. Stop working so fucking good. When I initially signed on, the owner was very intent on changing this restaurant. So it's a restaurant that's been around for 10 years and kind of has just fallen into this like complacency mode, which most places do. So she wanted to bring it into like the restaurant 2.0. Now I understand it. I always knew it wasn't going to be a huge flip. However, upon my first week there, I realized there's so much structural, there's so much lacking in the structural, organizational, and financial part of this restaurant that the secondary issue, well, really the primary issue that this person was concerned about was the finances of the restaurant. Why don't we have more money coming in? Where's our money going, right? Like, that type of tracking and improvement isn't possible without any systems. If it's just this big pit of like kind of brown paper bag of money, so to speak, and in some cases actually so, you can't track, you can't tighten up, you can't make improvements because you don't know what's going where, and you know, it's just this whole mess. So the first 2 months I was there, I really focused on implementing some of those things, such as a universal scheduling page where people knew what to expect the following week, system of inventory and reconciliation and costing and sourcing and all of that, so that we can figure out how much product are we using versus how much product are we buying, right? Or theoretically spending money on. So I, created all of that. I created a system of financial accounting, so to speak. Actually, not even so to speak. In actuality, that's what it was a way to track how much money was being made each night, who's getting what tips, who's responsible for paying who what, right? Like, all of that was just done on a piece of paper and then thrown out at the end of the night. So it's like, all right, you have no way of, like, being transparent with your staff, which will translate to people being kind of, like, iffy if all the money's done in the back room. That's another thing I did. One second, I gotta get off this fucking yellow strips. There we go. The Roxy. Basic fundamental restaurant and really just business tools like that were not in place. So the whole question of, like, I don't know where our money's going, it's like, well, no wonder we don't have any system of keeping track of anything. So let me put that in place for you. And on the onset, it was great. This is going to be wonderful. And then I put it in 1 or 2 months in. Oh, so much time. It's like, we don't need to be thinking about these things. We need to be throwing events and, like, getting people excited to be in here. Yes, not wrong, but also definitely not the reason that your money isn't where it should be. In the first week of inventory, or really the second week of inventory, but the first week officially that I implemented it, we were missing over 100 canned beers. Like, missing. What does that tell you? That's a problem. And it was like, oh, well, people have a drink at the end of the night. It's like, oh, word, so that's okay. Like, I just started realizing that the owner, and I don't mean this term in like a emotionally charged way, but the restaurant was a vanity project for the owner, and the nuances of running a business that are not fun and but very rewarding but not fun are the things that person didn't want to do. They just weren't interested. They didn't think that it was necessary. So for me, early on, like 2.5 months in, I was like, all right, if it's your restaurant, it's your business. If you don't want to do that, that's cool. That's the signals, and that's literally what you're telling me is you don't want to do that stuff. So I'm not going to do it. But also that my time here is ill spent, right? So, like, I no longer, if you know me, I'm terrible at lying. I'm terrible at putting on a front to my detriment. And once that interest is gone, my brain's off. So, and I'm very open about that. So, from then on out, it's like when you ask, like, how's everything looking? I'm like, I have zero clue. I don't know what to tell you because we're not keeping track of anything. So it's like, oh no, but I just mean, like, in general, how are things? Things are good. Restaurant hasn't burned down, and everyone showed up, and we're selling stuff. So, like, that's cool. I can't play that game where I try to appease you emotionally so that you feel like we're actually doing some shit. Well, we're not doing some shit, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's part of my personality. It's who I am. It's either we do it or we don't. There's no in between. It's one or the other. That's why I cannot drink alcohol, because I'm either getting fucked up or I'm not drinking. I don't understand the middle ground there. That's just who I am. So those conversations happened repeatedly, and it got to a point where I think the owner was just like, fuck this guy, which, listen, rightfully so. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that either. But then again, I also wouldn't have made the same decisions that led to said conversation, right? So, anyway, it seems like, in the grand scheme of things, I am not meant for restaurants. And I've tried over and over and over to make this restaurant thing work, because it is the skill set that I have. And I think I don't even give a shit that I was fired, right? Like, that's not even a fucking thing. And I wasn't like, I was laid off, because if you fired me, you'd have to have. Well, no, I suppose we're a. You don't have to have cause. This is a at-will state. So, but there was no real reason to fire me, other than, like, I think I just didn't. I ended up not fitting the aura of the upper management group. Servers, all people at the ground level, all loved me, and it all worked out great. But, like, yeah, I think with management, you want somebody who's going to drink the Kool-Aid and be part of that team. I'm just not that type of person. So anyway, I'm in this place where I'm very frustrated, because I'm like, I don't think I can fucking do that again. Like, it's going to end the same way. Like, I already know where this shit is going to end, whatever place I interview at. And my determination, what I've decided is, I'm just not meant to work for someone else. Like, I don't want to fucking do it anymore. It's been damn near 20 years of it, and I'm walking away here with nothing. And you know, I just, to listen to someone else's orders and try to build someone else's thing just for the minimal amount of payout, and, you know, be kind of ushered into, or be pushed in the direction of feeling that I should be super grateful for having a job, when it is just a shit job. Like, I don't know, it's just where I'm at, you know. And it's like, I don't know how to get unstuck. Like, I don't know how to feel like I used to feel that way when I sold wine. I really drank the Kool-Aid, and I was like, yeah, I was like, this restaurant is meaningful. We're making a change in people's lives. It's totally delusional, but that's what you need to do to get through life, right? And, like, I just can't get to that point anymore, no matter where I go. It's just another fucking business to make a little bit of money for somebody else. And I could probably do it better if I had no fucking ceiling over me, right? Yeah, I don't know. This is not to say that I don't have flaws either. Like, I'm not the most pleasant to be around, if you couldn't tell. I am a very clear, good communicator. However, working in teams is not. I'm not fitted for that. I'm very not good at that. I do much better, so I think, on my own. Yeah, so here I am, having just proposed to my now fiance. I have no job. I have no interest in any of the jobs that are available to me. Oh, although I have been applying, though. It's not like I'm just sitting around, right? I've been sending out a fuck ton of applications. Unfortunately, all for restaurants. Some for other things, but, like, I just get rejection after rejection, because it's like, why would you hire me for something I don't have anything on my resume for? And I don't have that much interest in. But I have been applying, and I will say I am probably the worst interviewer on the planet, because I am so upset by having to interview. I'm like the worst. I've had a few really funny ones, and granted, like, seems like the only restaurant ones that are out there are, like, shit jobs, you know, like things that I had done like 10 years ago, like busboy jobs, and it's like, Jesus Christ. I'm just riding in circles here, guys. But, you know, I hate this interview process. First of all, I hate this new way of interviewing, which is all digital, all apps, and all, like, a secondary site. Like, how many places have I applied to? And they're like, well, just fill out a profile and make a profile on the website. And I'm like, why would I fucking do that? I don't know if I got the job or not, or if you're even interested. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time creating another set of password and username so I can fucking get locked out and have to, like, go through the rigmarole just to get a message from you. If you want to interview, give me a call or give me an email. How about that? And then the few that I do get an email back from, it's always like, fill out this form. And the form is essentially a questionnaire about what's on my resume. And I'm like, just read the fucking resume. That's what the resume is for. Like, you ask me, oh, what's the first restaurant that you worked at in your career as in restaurants? It's like, well, it's all in the fucking resume, right? Or what's your most recent management role in restaurants? It's on the resume. That's what it's fucking for. What are you wasting my time for? And don't get it twisted. Like, an interview, I interviewed people for, I was in charge of interviewing for 2 restaurants that I worked at. It's not just an interview for the candidate. It's an interview for the candidate for you, to see if they want to work for you. It's a two-way thing. Of course, it's more slighted towards the employer because you're the one paying, right? And you're the one inducting someone into your business. But it's a two-way street here. So, like, don't waste my time. Don't waste the candidate's time. I never in a million years asked the same dumb questions that these people seem to ask everybody when I interview people. It was never, to me, it was a much more human thing of like, tell me about you outside of restaurants. Like, I want to know you as a person, to know if you fit in this parameter. Anyone can learn how to carry plates. Anyone can say that they're passionate about clearing garbage off of people's tables if they have to say that thing. But like, who are you as a person? What do you like to do? Are you athletic? Do you spend time with is family your main priority? Are you artistic? Like, all that shit will shape how we interact and how you get along with the staff and customer, right? So like, I would much rather hear that shit. I don't, what's my last job that I had? It was another job. It was another fucking job. Like, I don't understand that question. Completely irrelevant. And why this company? That's another one. Why why this restaurant? Why would you apply to this restaurant? Because it's providing a job, and I'm looking for a job. That's why. Nothing about your restaurant is special compared to the 7,000 other restaurants literally 7,000 other restaurants in Manhattan. They're all structurally relatively the same. They're all doing the same thing. Nothing about it's unique. I'm looking for a new job. I no longer have a job. That's the dynamic we're in right here. So, are you interested or not? How are you feeling about this interview? I'm feeling pretty damn good. Oh shit, I wouldn't hire me in a minute, but I can't go on these fucking interviews anymore because I just get upset. It's just dumb. It's like, why are we doing this? Like, So, I think it's clear I'm done with the restaurants. But I don't know what else there is out there, even though I live in a city with virtually everything available. I'm just stuck in a rut, and I don't know how to get out. I can't do it. I don't know. The fuck? I do have a couple ideas for things that are unrealistic goals to do and be, and I'm going to share those in a later video. Thank you. I'm going to share those in a later video, but they're just things that are cooking around in the helmet. Yes, right now I'm just really frustrated. I just feel like I'm not meant to do anything. I don't know. And I'm sure so many people feel that way, and so many people have gotten out of that position or not, right? Like, but this is not unique to me. It's just something I had to get out of my system and share because, like, man, I'm going crazy. I also do share all this with my fiance. She's been very supportive throughout all of this, and I feel absolutely god-awful about being this way, but I don't want to just keep beating a dead horse. So if I just continue to share all this shit with her, she'd probably murder me. So that's why I'm sharing it here. Anyway, I'm approaching ice cream, which is like, I've been looking forward to this all fucking day. Oh man, a little bit of gelato goes a long way, Anyway, thanks for tuning in for this one, guys. I appreciate anybody who's listened for more than 5 minutes is awesome. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe for more of this joyous content. And I'll catch you at the next one. Fuck me. Peace.